Welcome to the 60 Plus Podcast.
I'm Janet.
And I'm Joe. How are you, Janet?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you feeling balanced?
Well, physically or mentally?
Well, I think I
Two
might
big
stay away from
questions.
one of those questions. Physically, are
Yeah,
you in
I think I
balance?
have pretty good balance. I do a lot of yoga and that helps. And I
Does it?
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. And we know how important it is for our group. Remember the guest we had, the PT guy,
Oh, yeah.
who's like the one thing that they always say in our age group are, people, fallen.
hmm
And a large part because of their balance issues. So we're going to actually do a two-part series on balance. And to answer your question, the first one's going to be about physical balance.
Yep.
And our second one, follow up the following week, will be about emotional
Life balance.
life balance,
Yeah, let's call it that.
all other kind of balance. So that's what we're going to do.
All right.
Let's start with the idea that maintaining physical balance is pretty crucial for us. I think we all get it. Yes, fall prevention, but also, we start to lose muscle mass as early as our 30s. So, strength
When I hit my
training.
30s, I'll worry about that.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, engaging in balance and strength
I don't think you got
exercise.
the joke.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to ignore it, but you're so hard to ignore sometimes. So
It's because I'm not 30. I'm well past 30.
I get it, Joe.
Okay.
Okay, we all get it, Joe. Thank
Okay.
you. So engaging in balance and strength exercises will help basically counteract that, right? The muscle
Sure.
mass loss. The other thing is just, and this might be actually connected a little bit to our second part of our series, which is enhanced mobility, but also leads to enhanced confidence. If your muscle strength is good, your coordination is good, your balance is good, then you're going to be able to perform more activities with greater ease and confidence. So that's about quality of life.
So I think I knew this already, but the leading cause of injury for people
In our age
in
group.
our age group is falls.
Yes. I
And
said that already, I think.
I wanted to highlight it.
Maybe memory may not be our biggest strength.
You just kind of glossed over it. We didn't talk about what a
Okay,
serious.
Joe. Serious.
It's the first
very
time I
serious.
felt kind of older was when I went for a checkup and the doctor said, "Have you fallen?
Have you fallen and
Have you-
can't get up?
Have you
Right?
fallen?"
Well, and we have. We all have. I mean, a lot of people I know have.
I haven't.
Okay, well,
I haven't.
no, I mean, not necessarily like just from a standing position, but falling off the last step on the staircase, for
Right.
instance.
Yep.
I've known a couple people to do that. So, yeah, it's not funny. And it could be very life changing.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be because we don't heal quite as fast as we used
Well, no,
to.
you can really hurt yourself.
can-
I've
no,
heard
you
some
really can.
stories of people just going off of curbs and,
Mhm.
whatever. But, is that all related to balance? Maybe. And I think that balance is a basic core strength, that is good to have
hmm
overall. Also, if you're doing these physical activities to lead to balance, that can boost your immune function and also reduce the risk of cognitive decline. So there's good reasons,
That's interesting to me that
Yeah.
it can help reduce cognitive decline,
which also leads us to our second part of this, right?
the emotional and life
Yeah.
balance, and life
See, it's
balance.
all connected.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
I'm going to hydrate right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Hydrate. That's very important, as we know.
I don't know if it's important for balance,
Right.
but I still do it.
Maintaining physical balance, there's a bunch of ways to do that, Joe. And I know that you know some of those if you want to go over them. We talked about exercise, right? Strength training, flexibility and stretching.
So
Right.
that's something I'm not good at. The
A
stretching.
lot of people aren't.
I'll go to the gym and I'll just jump right into it without
Yeah.
stretching.
But it's interesting because flexibility actually enhances the range of motion, right?
hmm
And that's going to prevent stiffness, and that affects balance.
It's all tied together.
Yeah, so yoga, gentle stretching is great for that. Good posture is another one.
Look how I'm
Right.
sitting.
Yes, I know.
It's-
We
it-
both just sat up straight.
Well, no, I was already sitting like
Yeah,
this.
and that's
It's something I've been paying attention to lately.
Yeah, well, especially because too, with all of us with our necks bent
Hunched
forward,
over, looking at
on our
screens.
working, looking at our phones. Our head is like 10 pounds. So when you put that
Mine's much
weight,
bigger.
yeah. So when you put that weight on strain on your neck, so not good. So I think that more and more that good posture is important.
Do you hear noises in your neck when you turn your head?
If you hear voices in my head, no, okay.
No, not voices, noises like creaking and cracking and
Sometimes
yeah,
I've had a stiff neck, and I think honestly, quite
looking
frankly,
at your phone.
because of looking from my phone. So
hmm
I've been trying to like hold it up in the air more so that my head's straight.
You
It's
look so
really
weird when you
hard.
do like
I
if there
know,
are
but
people
it's
around.
like
You look so
I think we
weird when
should
you do
invent
that.
something that goes around your neck and it puts your phone like right in front of your face so you can, I don't
Like
know.
when Bob Dylan played
Yeah,
harmonica.
there you go. Yeah, we need like a phone stand. I'm sure there's probably something already out there like that.
Anybody that's listening, don't steal our idea. We're gonna invent that.
Physical activity. And then, it can get kind of serious too. These balance issues can indicate some other conditions that maybe you would want to check out. We don't need to go through those unless you want to, Joe. But
Again, we frequently return to the same topics, right? Strength training is a big one here.
yeah.
And that helps a lot with, surprisingly, for me anyway, up until recently, I never thought about core strength for balance.
Oh, it's like so important.
It's
Yeah.
really important.
Right. Well, if you think about like being on a paddleboard or whatever, when you do that, your core gets such a workout.
I've never paddleboarded.
No,
No.
it's fun.
I bet
You
it
should
is.
try it.
My core
So,
isn't strong enough.
everything starts from the core, right?
Mhm.
So it's definitely a critical thing to be aware of. But even just maintaining good health, which of course, diet, hydration,
I'm hydrating again.
and medical consultation. So, regular checkups and things like that.
Do you talk like that when you go for your medical checkups?
Hello, doctor. How are you? Goes, yeah, we need to send you to. So, yes, I think that kind of covers the why behind this idea of balance and how important it is. So, how do we get there? Now, you love to go to the gym, don't you?
No, I hate the gym. I was actually talking to somebody this morning about it. A friend of mine went to the gym and I said, I just hate the gym so much. And I do go,
Yeah.
not as often as, well,
Well, not as often as I try to get you to go.
more often than I used to, not as often as I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think the weather lately has been kind of
Well, see, that gives
inhibiting
me
me.
reason to go because if the weather's nice, I want to be outside.
Mm,
So if it's going to be rainy or whatever and I want to do something, going in and working the machines doesn't seem like a bad thing.
okay.
So
So to answer your question, no, I
and a
hate,
lot of
hate the
people
gym.
don't enjoy it. And, sometimes too, there's financial considerations. I mean, some gyms can be expensive and,
hmm
or even taking like yoga classes. And so what can we do easily and at home? We came across this article in the New York Times actually that goes over 5 exercises. I think it's 5. Very easy. You can do these in less than 10 minutes. It doesn't require any equipment. And you do them 2 to 3 times a week, and you will gradually see, as you increase the difficulty level, you'll gradually see an improvement. And it's a good thing to do. So we're going to share those today. But there is a test that you can do to see how good your balance is. If you can balance on one leg for 10 seconds or more
Without holding on to anything.
without holding on to anything,
But if you're
make
going to do
sure
it,
you're going to
be
do it.
near something that you can grab
Yeah,
onto
be
so you
near
don't
a
fall.
chair or something.
hmm
This is the test. Try it. See where you are. The inability to balance was associated with a 2-fold risk of death from any cause within 10 years. Wow.
It's kind of surprising, isn't it?
And falls are the second leading cause of unintentional injury deaths worldwide, with people over 60 suffering the highest number. Okay, so we know that this
All right,
is.
we've already talked about this twice now. You
I'm like, wow. I want to. You know how I am.
You might want to read this stuff before we start recording.
Statistics. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate these exercises. I'm going to talk them through,
hmm
and I'm going to demonstrate them, and you'll be able to potentially catch that
On our
some-
YouTube channel.
Make sure you have a chair nearby, just in case you need one.
And I would
But
suggest
most of these
also,
exercises might feel easy, but if you want to test yourself even further, you can try and I wouldn't recommend this right from the get-go, but you can try closing your eyes. You can try holding a dumbbell to further test your balance. But let's start out slow here. So as if we are beginners,
And I
okay?
would suggest also making sure you wear some good shoes while you're doing this. Some
Yeah,
sneakers
wear
or
some sneakers, something, to stabilize your stance, okay? So the first one is called a single leg dance, okay? So the single leg stance targets quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, core. And the repetitions that they recommend are 5 per legs, 5 seconds each. So you're going to stand behind a chair, holding on with both hands. You're going to lift one leg off the ground, bending the lifted knee towards your chest. And you're going to stand on one leg for at least 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to do each leg 5 times per leg. Okay. The second one is a body weight squat, hamstrings, quads, glutes, and cores. The repetitions are 10. You stand with feet hip distance apart, toes forward, bend your knees, and lower yourself until your thighs are parallel to the floor. And it's important to keep your weight in your heels. Extend your arms in front of you if you need help with balance, or squat lower for more of a challenge. Okay. Then the third one is called a bird dog. All right. And this is good for core, shoulders, hips, backs. We're going to do 5 to 10 seconds per side. Repeat it 3 times. You start on your hands and knees with your back flat. Lift one leg straight behind you and extend the opposite arm straight in front. So you are balancing on one knee and one hand. Then the fourth one is a lateral leg lift for your outer thighs and glutes. You're going to do 5 per side. You stand behind a chair, holding on with both hands. Lift one leg to the side, trying to keep body as still as possible. Intensity by holding the leg up for 5 seconds to 10 seconds or letting go of the chair. So that's all that is. Then lastly is the tandem stance, chest, back, glutes, lower body, core. 30 seconds per side, repeated 3 times. Stand up straight and put one foot directly in front of the other with your heel touching your toe. Keep weight on both feet. So those are the 5 exercises. What do you think, Joe? Pretty simple, right? Everybody could do those, don't you think?
they are simple.
Yeah. Honestly, less than 10 minutes per day, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Don't try and do it just audio only.
No. But, we're going to have a link, right, to the article.
Yes.
And there's a video, I think, attached to the article.
If you don't subscribe to the New York Times, we'll provide a gift link
Yeah,
in the show notes. So you'll be able, even if you don't subscribe, you'll be able to see the article and see the video.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. It's very important. So highly recommended. Got to keep our balance. I always remember the comment that Megan said. Remember Megan?
I do remember Megan.
Yeah, she was all about strength training, and we got tested, and I wonder how we would do now.
We were supposed to go back, and I couldn't go back.
You got hurt.
I did get hurt.
Yeah,
and
I should have gone back, but I didn't.
It's-
But I can tell you, I know it started working. I do feel stronger.
Mhm.
And when I
The
went
strength training. So
when I
working in the
yeah.
machines.
And when I went skiing, like I would, after a couple runs, I used to like my thighs were burning. And now the last time I went like 2.5 hours straight. Didn't even feel it.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
No, no, I don't mix
No,
alcohol
no,
with sports.
I'm joking.
Unless it's pool. So yeah, that's really important. So let's do it. Let's make sure we get good balance. So the comment that I remember so much that Megan said was you want to be able to get up off the floor without
Mhm.
touching the floor with your hands. And that's a really good test of your strength. And I think about that as it relates to, one day playing with your grandchildren on the floor, right? And being mobile. And I think that that's that point that was made about mobility and confidence. And we don't want to feel old. We don't want to feel physically old or mentally old, but we'll talk about that one next.
Okay. Well, and that's, I would say 80% psychological, whether you feel old or not.
Well, and again, mind body connection,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So anyway, it starts, which is it, chicken or the egg? So I say start with your body and hopefully the mind will follow.
Now, if you can't do those exercises, if you're having trouble with your balance
Mm-hmm.
and you work on it and you're doing the strength training and your balance isn't improving, it can be the indication of some other kind of serious
I know. I
problem.
hesitate to mention them, but I guess it's important.
It's just something to be aware of.
Yeah.
These would be things that you might say, maybe I should go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So there can be some neurological disorders.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have show notes about all of these as well.
Yep.
Inner ear problems.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had an inner ear thing and you just can't, like,
I did have one.
it's a very strange thing.
And it was because I cut out salt in my diet.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Okay. Well, and salt is for some people, it's not a good thing. But
Right.
you do need some salt.
Yeah.
But some people need to go on a low or no salt
Yeah,
diet
exactly.
as well
Blood pressure
for other
type
reasons.
of stuff. Yeah.
Cardiovascular conditions can cause a problem with balance.
Mm-hmm.
Visual impairments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's regardless of whether you're doing the exercises with your eyes open or your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With your eyes open, you should be able to do them better.
Yes.
But visual impairments can cause a problem with balance.
Yep.
And then musculoskeletal disorders like arthritis.
Yeah. That's like the stiffness and the limited mobility.
hmm
And a lot of these conditions might come with other conditions as well, like or indicators such as dizziness and things of that nature. So it might not just be balance and isolation that you're experiencing.
Sure. And some people do experience vertigo
Mm-hmm.
as they get older,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you had high blood pressure and you're lowering your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who experiences vertigo as a result of that until his body adjusts to his new blood pressure.
Hmm.
Now, there are medications. Dehydration can also cause
Drink water.
can cause problems with your balance.
I'm taking a sip.
Oh, she's hydrating. If you or someone you know is experiencing really persistent balance issues,
Might have to get checked out.
talk to your doctor. Don't just brush it off and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's just a."
I just need to do those 5 exercises.
No.
Start somewhere, right? Like I think with the exercises and getting back to building balance, it does take time. It's not going to be like you do these exercises once and you're okay. It's part of like making it.
Unlike the
a
strength
craft.
training, you do it once and you're okay.
No. I always say, I wish you could just do things once and you'd be done. But,
Isn't there a
like
commercial where
dusting.
like someone eats one little sprig of broccoli and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm eating healthy."
I'm done. I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I've had my vegetables for the rest of my life.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
You got to be persistent. You got to work at it.
Mm-hmm. Consistent and persistent.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We'll
We're
attribute.
going to coin that term.
I think you just did.
Yeah.
Consistent and persistent.
Yes.
All right. I'm trying to think of another word that rhymes with
Not
those. and I can't.
resistant.
Oh, okay. I couldn't come up with it. All right. We will have a link to the YouTube video. See Janet do the exercises.
Or at least one.
And go to the New York Times gift link that we'll provide in the show notes on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
to see someone that really knows what they're doing do the exercises.
Hey. I'm a licensed nothing.
You're a licensed
I have a
podcaster.
license to drive.
And as always, don't take medical advice from us.
No, absolutely not.
We try to pass on good information.
Yes. And as always, Joe, you've done good sourcing work here. So,
Well, if you're getting value from the
Hats
60 Plus
off.
podcast, share with a friend.
yeah. Or two.
And next week, we'll be talking about emotional and life balance. So make sure you
Ooh.
tune in for that as well. Anything else?
Nope.
That's it?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. That's it for this episode of the 60 Plus podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Janet. Bye.